Ideas. One thing to get through your head is that ideas are usually cheap. Boy, those don't erase real well. I'll try using these guys. And they do say dry erase. They don't say permanent. Don't put it on anything. So I should be okay. But one thing to get over is the idea that a great idea is to make a great book. Well, a certain quality of idea is important. However, a great writer can take the most basic ideas and make a brilliant novel out of it. And a terrible writer will take the best ideas in the world and will turn them into something terrible. Okay? Once in a while, there's an idea like, I usually refer to Jurassic Park as one of those ideas I wish I had. Bring back dinosaurs and make a theme park out of them. That is a really great story seed, and some are better than others. But the thing to teach you is ideas should be cheap. You shouldn't have to worry about your ideas. You should not coddle your ideas and treat them as sacrosanct. You shouldn't think, I have this one novel I've been working on for so long and it's the perfect book and I need to just get it done and then everything will be great. Instead, you should be thinking, boy, that book that I've been working on for 10 years that I started, that is my baby, is such a big millstone hung around me. I should cast that aside, start fresh with something new, write it for a few months, and teach myself to write. And then, once I know how to write, then maybe I can do justice to that magnificent idea that I've been working on for 10 years, that now is just turning out to be, I've been churning and working on it for so long that I've even forgotten how many drafts I've done. And, this was in one draft, and this other thing was in another draft, and I forget that I've taken this out. It gets to be a big mess. So for this class, you will have to cast aside anything you've been working on before unless you come and get specific permission from me. Someone who has a book contract has permission to work on what they have a book contract for. Or I guess you have an agent, but not a contract yet. Yeah, not a contract. But for the most part, you should be taking anything you've written on before. You can take something you've got ideas for, you've planned, but anything you've written on before, you should cast aside and start fresh from the beginning for this class.
You've written like an introductory chapter or something.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine on that. You go with the spirit of the law. What are we doing? You're putting this in front? Oh, sure, put the microphone in front of me. Make it easy for people to listen. You're going to get a lapel mic for me, right? Yeah. I'm eventually going to... Yeah. Didn't I feel all cool and techy and stuff like that? Yeah, sorry people listening online who might actually be doing it. Hi. We're trying something new this year. Apparently, we can actually release this online if we want to, so we're going to. And he's doing a master's degree something, or honors something, or...
I haven't applied for the program yet.
Okay.
It'll be instructional technology.
Okay. By the way, as an aside, I think we've got like 5 PhD students in my class. Who are the PhD students? I looked in there are people, maybe it just lists PhD if you're on the thing, if you've got like too many credits or something. No one's actually a PhD? Oh, it said on my class roll, okay, you're one.
JD.
What's that? Oh, JD. Ooh, hey, an attorney. It's always good to know more attorneys. Anyone else, I assume a few of you are in like the Marriott School or something like that, or... Yeah, Marriott School? Okay. Yeah, because these people can sneak in, your Marriott School too, can sneak in and register early for the class so they can get all the spots. And so it says on my thing I have like 4 PhD students, but they must just list that if you have a certain credit threshold. Some of you must just be eternal students who are continuing education and have like, 300 credits or something. And like, they must be in a PhD because otherwise why would they want so many classes? But anyway, ideas. Ideas should be cheap. You should not treat them as sacrosanct. One of my favorite stories, you can ask Jim Butcher about this. He shared it before, where he was making this argument on a forum once before he was published, and a certain other person was kind of the opposite school of thought. There's a school of thought that says, and don't write this down because it's wrong, writing is mystical. Right? Writing is about, sitting and then, the muse strikes. I assume not the band. And the muse strikes you, and something like pops out of your head like a Athena, and it's just like, boom! And then book! And then somehow between this, it's like you win a Pulitzer. I don't know. That's probably not what they get anyway. You know, not a Pulitzer, a National Book Award. There you go. And then you're drafted in the basketball team. And it's all one of there's this feeling that that's what it is. I don't subscribe to this at all. Okay? I really, really don't. That's not to say that sometimes cool inspiration doesn't hit you, because we all kind of go through that. You'll have times you're like, I'm just on fire today, and I don't know why. And you're writing it, it's great, and it's awesome. But the thing to remember is, for every writer who's a real pro that I've talked to, they have moments like that, and they have moments where it's pure drudgery, where they sit and it's like chopping wood, as Howard Taylor puts it. You just hit and you chop the wood, and you do what you know you need to do. And at the end of the day in the book, I have found that readers can't tell the difference between these two. Okay? They can't tell the difference. And that's because through the drafting process, you make this one better, and you take out all the pretentiousness of this one. Because this one will have a lot of pretentiousness in it. And in this one, it'll probably be a little dry, but you'll have some moments of inspiration where you make connections, and this prose will get a little bit more engaging, and this one will get a little less annoying, and then they'll meet in the center, and you'll have your level of writing that's pretty cool. Okay? So, anyway, Jim Butcher's arguing with this guy, and the guy's like, no, you gotta have world-class ideas to be a world-class writer, and Jim's like, okay, fine, give me the two worst ideas you can come up with, and I will write a book about it, and it will be awesome. And so the person told them, okay, your ideas are Pokemon and the Lost Roman Legion. Write a book about that. And so he wrote this book called Coda Telera, which he eventually sold and became a big best-selling epic fantasy series. Okay? You can go find that story online. It's a great story. It's true. Codex Alera is a cross between Pokemon and the Lost Roman Legion. Jim, if you're watching this and I'm wrong, then why didn't you tell me when I asked you? Because I think he dodged the question when I asked him in person. I can't remember. Anyway, ideas are cheap. Okay?